Good afternoon, everyone. This is QW playing more blueprints, etc., etc. Also, if it's not afternoon when I said that, you can just ignore it. I just had to guess a random time of the day you'd be watching this. So, what do we got left to do? It's been a couple days since I recorded. I think we're almost done. So, what I want to do now... Do I want to do anything with this? No, I don't. I no longer have the lost and found in the outer room, so I'm not going to use that strategy anymore. But I do want to get rid of a red royal scepter. I don't want to have that. What I want to do now is aim for blue tents and or vault key. And as long as I got this red royal scepter, that'll be. You know what? I'm going to aim for this. I'm going to aim for this, get the gift shop here, or something like that. It'll appear eventually if I make... I did select this. Okay, I should see more of those rooms. Commissary's fine. This, I don't... do I put this down now and then see if I get a vault later? I don't think so. I think I'm going to make this. And then I'll come back to this direction later. Yeah, at this point, we're not really too worried about what rooms we make. It's more about just trying to get the very specific things we have, because we're pretty much done with all the major parts of the game. So there's very few things left which would be useful to us. Treasure map's only useful if I get a shovel. This will probably help me get through the mansion really well. Let's see if I can get a conservatory here. That's fine. Break room is good. If I want the key card... 3 squared is 9. 9 squared first to 81 and then swapped makes 18. I forget if we've seen a symbol inside another symbol yet. The only reason you could determine what order it comes in is because you can't do the other way around. 9 flipped and then squared is 81, and there's no 81 on here. So square then flip is the only possible way to do that. 5 squared and flipped is 52, and then we're going to subtract 32 from that to make 20. 10, 12 to the nearest 10 is 10. We're going to square that to make 100. Divided by 10 is 10. Divided by 5 is 2. Minus 1 is 1. That should be correct, and we're good. Cool, it gives us a key card to start the day. So yeah, this break room is really great, because if I don't have a key card, there's a really good chance it appears here. And if I do have it, I just get free keys, and then I can make it happen more. Okay, there's our gift shop. I still don't think I'll have enough money today. I'm gonna need the treasure trove to appear. What's the best thing to put here? Do I want dice? I feel like I want these items, though. So I want the treasure trove to appear, and I want the chapel to appear. But I still don't think I'll get enough unless I somehow get a lucky purse. Or a coin purse is one option, because it gives me an extra coin per 3. And if there's 90 coins in the treasure trove, it'll give me an extra 30, so 120. And then if I get 100, say, or so from the chapel, it'll add another 30 or so to that. That still might not be enough. But those are options I can do. If I have the lucky purse, that would require the coin purse and the rabbit's foot, then it doubles my coin intake, in which case a treasure trove and a chapel will guarantee enough coins. I definitely have 200 between those. Man, that is facing the wrong way. Let's get something to the left. That's the direction I prefer to go. Okay, let's get something to the left again. Let's try. Well, I guess I could go through here. Let's put the commissary in, see what I get. The shovel's always good to have. Of course, every time I buy something here, it does mean I have less for the blue tents should I have a shot at it today. If not, I can always just make the chapel appear and then continue to feed it. So what do we have? I don't want to solve this yet. I want more red rooms before I solve it. Here's a red room. dead end can go here. It'd be nice. There. Get some dice. Something about the Banner of the King that I notice here is that if I pick blue rooms, there's so many types of blue rooms that it basically floods the draft pool and I'll only see blue rooms. Whereas if I pick a different type of room, there's fewer of them, so they don't necessarily clog the draft pool. Like, there's a lot here, yeah, but I don't know if I want the casino here just because it would really, really cut into my gem count. So it basically guarantees a yellow room in every draw. Not every time. It's not perfect. But that doesn't mean it's only yellow rooms that I draw. So now, again, no. Den here is good. Anything up here in this room I can grab? No, it's too bad. This is a place a locksmith could go, but again, I don't want to really be doing that. Have I made any... I haven't made any drafting rooms, so I won't get steps by going in here. There'll probably be an item in here. No matter what, I'm cutting off part of the den, but I'm okay with that. We're just kind of doing whatever and seeing what sticks. Key is not the worst thing I could pick up in here. I'm not as worried about good like synergies with rooms I pick and making sure they all move the correct direction. It's mostly just about getting a few things I need. I do have a couple ways forward out of here, so it's okay to put a dead end. Garage is a good move for the keys. Attic will probably have keys in it as well. This sort of just delays the inevitable. Whatever. Let's throw this in here. We could potentially get an item. It's always the broken lever. I don't really want that anymore. Alright, now a garage would be really useful. There we go. There's the chapel, so I can feed the beast. Let's save the keys, though. Maybe we do this now. Maybe this is where the locksmith goes. We buy all the keys. And I make this a day we feed the chapel even more. Special key. Let's see what that is. Won't be a vault key because that's already in the code check. Silver key, not really great. Lockpick kit. Let's do that. This will at least guarantee we can move around some more. There's that code check. It's rather out of the way now. If I put the coat check here and then I get the vault, I'd have to come all the way back to here to get it. So that's probably not a good idea. Let's do this here. Grab the gem. Showroom, kitchen, gymnasium. Let's hit the gym. Gonna make our funeral parlor more valuable. Dining room. It's gonna be a free meal. That's a weird way for it to show up. 30 steps, and then 10 steps for the lunchbox, so we're good on steps for the rest of the day. Prefer something that goes left. Just gives me more shots. Alright, observatory is good. I'm probably not going to get that, but more stars is better. Because what I could do at some point if I'm aiming for blue tents is keep using stars to reroll until I get the rooms I need. Because I will eventually need to guarantee a treasure trove. Let's put the kitchen in there, get that out of the way. Don't really have a lot of green rooms. Okay. Let's at least do that right now. No, don't want a silver key there. Don't really want to get rid of all my gems, so we'll do this. This will at least... Oh, I don't have a shovel. Never mind. I was going to say at least it would be a free amount of steps. I'll probably never be back to this kitchen again, so what I'll do is buy the chef salad. Laundry room? Would that be useful? No, I have to spend coins to do the things to swap, so really not a good idea. Let's try something else. Casino just gets rid of all my gems. All of these are not great. Let's take the study. At the very least, it will have this gem. A cool apple. Usually there's an item here if there's an item, but I guess there can be one here. So I get a little bit extra gems, and I can use those gems to redraw stuff. And let me now drain my bank account here. I wish there was a way to see how much is in the piggy bank before you broke it. Because I've mentioned before, the worst thing to do is to break it and realize there isn't enough in there, and you don't get a second shot at the piggy bank. So it's in my best interest to sort of overdo my strategy of filling the piggy bank. Just keep going way beyond when it would be necessary. Alright, let's get a few gems from this puzzle if I don't blow it. The blue box contains gems. All statements that contain more than one B are true. The letter B appears twice on the box that contains the gems. Okay, well, if this is true, BB, it appears twice on this box. All statements that contain more than one B are true. The blue box contains gems. If this is true, it could appear here or here. Because if this is true, no, this can't be true because both of those would also be true. So this is false, which means one of these is true and one of them is false. If this one is true, this is false, and it contains the gems, which makes this true. If this is false, then this is true, and no, that's not true. So this must be true. This must be false. It must be in here. I think I'm right. I have so many steps, it's okay to be wrong, but I am right. I've never been wrong. Anything I can make this useful? No. I mean, at this point, I don't really care about making the items. It's really just the one thing I'm pushing for over and over again. Of course, I drained my money, so I can't even use a commissary. Package gonna it's the only thing I can do. Now, let's just do that. Courtyard is nice. Could have items in it. It has tons of gems. Alright, not worried about gems ever again. So what can happen today that would be good? I've already spent more money in the chapel. Finding the treasure trove would be nice. Just because it would increase the amount of money in it, and the more I increase it, the more likely it is to generate. Well, this is a... No, I don't actually need this, because there's space here anyway, and there's space up there anyway. Let's redraw with some gems. Let's make it the closed exhibit, because I do have the key card. Something in this room, I guess. None of these really are great. This at least... Oh, banana gives me more than my steps back. There's the vault key again. I'm going to put it here, and if I happen to get a vault, I'm close enough to the vault key that it doesn't hurt to go get it. It's probably not going to happen, but, you know, it could. Well, hello, boy. Hello. Okay, I still don't have a shovel, so that's not really helpful. Secret passage can't make blue rooms, which which is really what I'm looking for. It can't make black rooms, which is also what I'm looking for. Silver key might be useful. Oh, I don't really like any of that. Let's take the mechanarium because it will guarantee a room straight across from me. And that's the only thing it'll guarantee. Oh. Treasure map in here, huh? Now to find something to dig with. Okay. Got some hair in my mouth. That was just a little story I wanted to tell you. I'm going to redraw. I'm not going to take that. Unacceptable. Great Hall. It's better. One of these two. Let's try this one. Oh, I could have used my lockpick. I'm an idiot. Well, it was this one. Sure, why not? Let's see which ones will open. Pretty sure I have improved my lockpicking skill at some point, so yeah, I should expect to open at least 2 of these doors. That's fake. The items are here. Gems is always good. So this is going up into here. Dovecoat's fine in this spot. So something's going to go down there, but I don't know which one. I have enough keys to try. This is probably the dead end, right? Yeah, I probably should have guessed. Security is always a good room. Let me try getting something that curves to the right. I don't really feel like taking the archives today. How's that sound? Throne of the blueprints. Why would I want this room? I don't think I want it. Casino. They're all going the wrong direction. I just want extra rooms to fill out so it makes the vault more likely. Still a rare room, so I'm not probably going to get it, but like I have more of a shot of getting it if I can do this. We'll take the attic. What I really need is to get a conservatory with the vault again and reset the rarity to where I had it before the update. And if you're thinking, oh, just reset, just play an earlier version of the game, you can do that on Steam. Trouble is, it won't unreset the rarity by doing that. It'll just mean I play the version where you can't reset rarities. So it's too late. The game's been saved in this format where it's got the wrong sets of rarities, and that's just where it is now. Okay, so I have a shot going through these directions to get a vault. It's a long shot, but it exists. Oh, hold on, I have the shovel now. Oh, gotta look at this cutscene again. The use of this really would be if I get coins and I have enough steps to go back to the chapel and just drain my coins into the piggy bank again. I don't know if I'll have enough to do that and then also make it to the break room where I'd love to end the day, since I don't really have a better room to end the day in. I don't want to end the day in a red room. I want to lose my scepter. Okay, 8 gems is fine for rerolls. Veranda. Let's put the veranda in here, because it's probably going to have some items in it. Now that kennel's coming in handy. Sure, drawing room gives me more redraws. Such a long shot to get that vault. Let's take you, because I can redraw rooms with gems. So I get 2 more shots to just burn through all my gems and get a vault. It is statistically unlikely to see. I don't want to use the stars yet. I'm not that desperate. And if I ever use enough stars that I go below 50, I can't ever... I'd have to get back up above 50 to use this ability. Rumpus Room, I don't care. Oh, yes! Got it. Haha! So let's go get our vault key. We definitely have the steps for it. About flipping time. Okay, so we just have to go through there. Nothing's gonna get in my way. Nothing better get in my way. I shouldn't have a sudden power outage or something that completely tanks this run. Finally, we're gonna get our last Sanctum key. Jeez. It's just absolutely ridiculous it's taken this long. But I don't know. I think this is the hardest one, in my opinion, to get of all the Sanctum keys, simply because it's reliant on two very lucky things to happen, one of which being the vault key, the other which being the vault itself. 370 was the one, so there's 370. This one should have the Sanctum key. There we go. Big stack of money. Uncle, thank you again for all your help. I know I could never hope to repay you, but it pains me to know that I won't even have the chance to try. At any rate, I'm leaving these extra funds behind, as well as the extra passports. It would be too risky if we were searched at the border and the money would raise too many suspicions. I think we all want a clean start anyway. I know I do, Mary. So I guess it's the last letter she wrote to Uncle Herbert to say we're doing the thing, and then I'm leaving behind this incriminating evidence. I'm going to leave. So that's the hint that she's no longer in Fen Ares. Sanctum key. There we go. We have also done all the vault keys. We never have to do vault keys again. So let's head down to... do I have a passage to the fountain? I do, but I might get a better one if I make it here. Let's go to the other direction. Archives is fine because I'm not drafting any more rooms today. This will let me go directly to the foundation and down so I can get the sanctum doors open and perhaps solve the puzzles. I might have to brute force a bit, but that's okay. Because if we solve them all, then this puzzle will be complete as well. Oh. Was that a graphical glitch happening there? We're at what, day 66? And I think we got our first Sanctum key on day 13. So that just tells you how long it's been. I could have maybe brute forced Sanctum keys more and got them all earlier, but I just didn't feel like doing that. There were plenty of other puzzles we could chase. Which means we're kind of getting to this one a little bit later than we'd expect, because I've solved a bunch of like post-Sanctum puzzles without having done this one first. At least in my regular playthrough, I kind of did all the Sanctum keys before I went on to some of these other puzzles. Which I guess from a story standpoint makes more sense, but this is just how things shook out this time. So I think the only door we haven't unlocked is the one here, which is Nuance. There. So let's head to Carrerica first. So we know... Okay, I'm going to have to pull up my files with the information on this one. So we know... the... Sigils? No, that's not where it is. It's in the books. My books, Realm and Rune. That's it. Realm and Rune. So what I want is the core for Carrerica. We know. We have that already. Hold on, I'm going to have to keep on going back and forth between my file open elsewhere. The rays of Carrerica, we don't know the number of rays yet. We'll worry about that later. Weather style, however, is going to be snowy. We saw that on the stamp, that it was snowy. So there's that. The moats, I'm going to guess, is academic, because we know that there's a university in Carrerica, as the dormitory shows us. So academic is the style. It's going to be 3 vertical lines. We'll see that in a minute. And the color is orange, which is triangles. So that's what I want. So there's only one thing I have to brute force. And it's the number of rays. Okay, there we go. That's what we want here. This one should be style of ray. That's snowy. So now this is going to be number of rays. I don't know. So let's get this to the orange. We're just moving along. Triangles is orange. Okay, let's just guess it's 4 rays. That's the roads. Oh, that was correct. Okay. I promise I actually didn't plan that. I'd forgotten what the correct answer for this is. I don't remember if the game expects you to brute force the number of rays. Because if you know all the other stuff, brute forcing this isn't the worst thing in the world. There's that. So we're going to see, since Carrera's orange, the university variation. Far from the port towns of the lesser islands, the academics of Carrera were among the last strongholds where the puzzle box fad spread. Unlike other realms whose regional rule variants emerged organically over time, the students of Carrera designed orange tiles by committee, voting on student-submitted designs and picking the one they felt best represented the realm, because they're a bunch of nerds. When these tiles are pressed, if the majority of adjacent tiles share a color, the pressed tile will change to that color. So we do want these all to be orange, though, so... I think we need to swap, and I think I need another purple one. So I think that's what's going to need to happen. I'm just guessing now. I don't know what's happening here. So I need this to be back. So this needs to do this. Shoot, it actually needs to be like this, and then this is going to be a problem. No, it will not. There we go. That's how you get those. Yay, allowance token. It's like a modest help toward getting those blue tents, but really the allowance isn't what I'm going to rely on now. There have been fewer and fewer opportunities the further we travel up into the mountains to attend to my correspondence, and I find myself regretting having brought so many books, as this is the first realm I have visited without porters. Here, every person is expected to carry their own belongings, and if you can't, you throw away that which is expendable. It's looking like I'll be bringing back less souvenirs than I had planned. I never expected to appreciate the cold, but the frigid weather here is a welcome relief coming from the sweltering shores of Vera. So we know this place was visited after Vera. P.S. I ended up forsaking all but one of my books. Mount Ephros. School of Drafting. Alright, that leaves one remaining sigil, which we should be able to brute force with what we know. I don't remember if we've seen everything yet. So we know the center of the core is going to be that's nuance. That's kind of spoken for. Ray style is going to be interesting. We know the number of rays because the blimp in the stamp shows us this is a flight society, so it should be 5 rays. The 5 on top, so none of those 3 down there. Ray style, we can make a guess based on, well, what styles are available. Straight lines is lack of unusual or harsh weather. That's a possibility. It's not going to be foggy. It's not going to be wavy. It's not going to be rainy. It's not going to be stormy or snowy because the stamp didn't show any of those weather patterns. It could be windy, and windy makes sense for if you're up in the air doing flight, and I think those are the only options. So I'm going to go for one of those 2, and since I've already used straight lines in Morajai, I'm just going to guess windy. That's just going to be my way of doing things like, well, they're probably going to pick something we haven't seen yet. So I'm going to guess windy to start, and if windy doesn't work, I'll go back to straight lines. With the moats, we do have to guess on this one. So I will have to brute force it. I don't know which one it will be. And then with the border, we know that it's green, which is going to be the straight lines. So let's start with the moats. You know what? Actually, let's leave the moats where they are so we can brute force them. Let's get the style of ray to windy. Is there a windy here? Okay, that's windy. Let's get the number of rays to 5. That's not right. That's not right either. That's what we want there. And then let's get this to green, which should be the straight lines. Okay, so it's not this moat type, but now we're just going to cycle through them until it works. And if I cycle through all of them, it means I have something else wrong. Oh shoot, that wasn't... I thought I pressed the button. Well, I didn't... Hopefully that's not the moat style, because we skipped right over it. Alright, let's cycle to the one that I skipped, which was this one. There we go. To be honest, I'm not sure how you're supposed to guess the moats. I think that one has to be brute forced. I think the windy is you're supposed to surmise from the stamp as well. I don't remember. But that's how I do it, at least, is you look at that and go, it looks windy. That's really all you can say. Alright, the nuance variation is puzzle boxes became just as popular in the air hangers of nuance as they had in the ports of Morajai. Green tiles were introduced with an ability that allowed them to instantly jump across the board, representing the ease with which air travel conveys its cargo. When green tiles are pressed, that tile swaps with the opposite tile on the far side of the box. Now, if you are colorblind, this game would be difficult. Okay, so we want to make more green tiles. That's going to be done like this, and then like... Now, how do I get that? So the fun part is going to be I have to get this guy up some more. So I think... Oh, can I now? Did I screw it up? I might have screwed it up. Might have made it impossible. Because now this can't go anywhere. Okay, let me try again. Let's get that started. Let's move that. Oh, that made it great. Oh, it only does the 4. It doesn't do the diagonals. Okay. Hold on. No, I do want that, and then this should make that green. And now I need this to go down 1. So, the only thing I can think to do is to bring that down. You can bring it up again, move it over. This can come over. This can come up. Now we can have these in the corners. Bring this down. I don't think I want that to come and cover this square. I think I want it to cover this square so that I can swap it here. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now this is going to come down. We're going to move that over. Oops. Here. And we got it. Alright, allowance of 70. That's pretty good. And the last postcard reads, by far my favorite realm I have visited during this trip, but I have always had a penchant for technology and am less moved by the beauty of nature than others. The soot-filled streets and soaring skyscrapers here are just as stirring to me as the mountains of Carrarica or the beaches of Morajai. Perhaps I'm just letting my childhood love of dirigiblocks compromise my objectivity. From the shops I have visited, it seems the series is just as popular here as it is back home. Speaking of home, as I look across the eastern sea, I can almost see its shores. I never thought that I would miss the sight of red flags. So this place was definitely visited after Carrarica and Morajai, and Carrarica was visited after Vera. It also sounds like it's the last place he visited before going home. That's what it sounds like. So we can construct that if we go through the other postcards. We can remember the first one was counted as Orinda Ares. which is also Fen Aries, and the last one is Fen Aries. So that's 1 and 8. If this is right before, this would be number 7. Carrerica is after Vera. This is after both Carrerica and Morajai. So this could be number... this is number 7. Carrerica could be number 6. Vera and Morajai, good grief, could be 4 and 5, which would put Arch Aries and Araja at 3 and 4. So let's go through these postcards again and gather the hints we can to make sure... Oh, right, we get a trophy for solving all the sigils. Ba-ba-ba! And see what hints we can get, see if there's anything I missed. We want to put these together and get the realms in order and go upstairs to room 46, which we can't get into today, that's fine. But when we do get into room 46, we can solve this puzzle. 8 realms in 8 months. Simple, what order, what route. So this is 1. The road has taken me south, so it seems like Araja will be 2. That's the guess. So let's start with that. Orinda Aries goes to Araja. This is Fen Aries, which should just be the last one. I don't remember if there's any other hints in there. Air travel is much better than sea travel. That tells us that air travel was done after sea travel. Sea travel is Morajai, air travel is Nuance. So Nuance is after Morajai, but we already know that. So this is 8. So it goes Orinda Aries, Araja, 5 more places, then Fen Aries. So Arch Aries, let's see what hint we can get about that. We arrived here after a few days of sailing, and it made me realize how much more convenient it would have been in the old days when the railway tracks extended all the way north. That means, with the railway tracks, this must have been visited after some place in that mainland, which is Fen Aries or Araja. Because if it was Morajai, for instance, he wouldn't be complaining about the railway tracks. There were no railway tracks. Railway tracks are between Orinda, Arch, and Araja. And since we know he went to Araja first, it's going to be Orinda Aries, then Araja to the south, then Arch Aries to the north. This is number 3. So we have that solved. Actually, can I get in? No, I can't get in. I blocked this off in all 3 directions. So we'll have to do that on a separate day, which we might make that tomorrow. Might make that tomorrow's thing. Araja, I think we already know. Been a little disappointed there's not been a drop of rain. I suppose anecdotes, however, without the rain. So yeah, nothing here gives us a new hint that we don't already have. So we know Orinda, Araja, Arch Aries, 4 more places, and then back home to Fen. So we got Carrerica here. Once again, this one, believe, comes after Vera. So this can't be number 4. This has to be 5, 6, or 7. For sure. Let's keep going. I don't think it's number 7 either. I think that's Nuance, but we'll suss out the logic bit by bit. So this right here is Morajai. After a short sea voyage, we arrived on the main island of Morajai. So, chances are here, this is the one that we went to right after Arch Aries. Because if we went to Morajai from one of the other lands on the west side, like Carrerica or Vera, it probably wouldn't be this. Unless from Vera to Morajai is considered a short sea voyage. But this is definitely not last. This could be 4, 5, or 6. From Solitude. I don't think I get any other hints from that. We got Vera here. Hopefully this gives us the hint we need. Despite my prejudice against Mother Nature, I've loved my time at Vera. Less and less to call and think I remembers and less to expect a charms the turtles. So Vera is after Morajai. Therefore, the sea voyage to Morajai must have been from Arch Aries. So it goes Orinda, Araja, Arch Ares, Morajai, Vera, Carrerica, Nuance. That should be the answer. I could be wrong, but if so, it's a really simple swap. And let's double check the postcard on Nuance just to round things out. That should be enough. And then call it a day in the break room and then see if we can get to room 46 tomorrow. Maybe make that part of this same video, just do it all in a big thing. Favorite realm. So yes, this is definitely number 7. So it's just a matter of the order of 4, 5, and 6. We know that Morajai comes before Vera. And we know that Carrerica comes after Vera. So yeah, Morajai, Vera, Carrerica. We have this solved all the way through number 8. So let me go to the break room just so I have the key card, because then I can start the day down here, open this up, etc., figure out another way to open the antechamber. But it'll be a little bit easier to get in room 46 to solve the puzzle. That'll be my goal. Just going to take a while to get up there. And then we will have finished 8 realms in 8 months. Actually, I might make that a separate video, because if I do solve the puzzle, I might have other stuff to do that day. So I will get to the break room, call it a day, and then say goodbye to all my new best friends. And at that point, we'll be pretty much done. We'll just have a couple things left to do. Actually, really, it'll just be blue tents. I'll just have to push for blue tents, and then whatever we get from blue tents will get us to our sort of end game scenario, because we basically have done everything except the very end game bits. Far as I know, I think that's all that's left after this. And break room's to the right. Yeah, break room is to the right. Let's say goodbye here. All right, that's a pretty good day. We got our vault finally. So now we can go for the room 46 strategy again. Okay, well, that's all for now. I think I'll end the video here. Thank you all so much for watching and paying attention and taking notes and all that kind of stuff. I will see everyone next time. Goodbye.